Hi guys, welcome to another 2-minute devotion with Dad. Just a follow on from the last one, really. We're in Mark chapter 2, and Jesus is calling notorious sinners. Matthew is listed among them, and we talked about earlier how he actually listed himself in Matthew as a notorious sinner. And I just want to talk for a minute on the implications of what this meant for Matthew. So, as you probably know, he was a tax collector. As it says here, and when he was called, he left everything and immediately followed him. Now, I'll just put that there so you can pause that and have a read. And also, in this other Bible I've got here, I'm just going to pause this. I'll hold it there so you can have a pause and read that one, and then I'll go through it. So, what we have here, Matthew, as a tax collector, it says he was despised by his own people because he was now working against the Jews, collecting taxes, skimming money off the top, like on top, and adding to take for himself, passing money on to the Romans, and working with them to get money from everybody, people who traveled through, visitors, and then the locals. And so it says here, when Matthew responded to Jesus by following him, he became at odds with the Romans now, and the Jews would have had difficulty trusting him, because now, who was he with? He was with James and John. Matthew, Mark, where was it? Trying to think where it was recently. I read it. The first disciples was Simon and Andrew, and then James and John. So he was now bundled into the same group as the very people that he was ripping off. And then just imagine the group dynamics that he would have had there. They would have had issues initially trusting the scumbag tax collector who was ripping them off right until yesterday. And now Matthew also has just made a swag of enemies with the Romans. So he was quite in a position here of, I don't want to say disrespect, but distrust that he had to now re-earn in a whole different light. And this is quite amazing. It's a challenge for me, for everybody really. The way Matthew was able to leave everything that he was doing, he must have, I don't know, it would have been a cost for him for sure. Definitely a financial cost. I don't know if you've seen The Chosen, but I love the way they portray Matthew, only the few episodes I've seen so far. The way they portray him, to be able to keep record of things and be very precise and exact with his information gathering and recording. It would have been true to his nature to do that. And now he ended up writing the entire book. So what he's written here is quite, I suppose, reliable as information, because it's about himself and he lived it, but he was that record keeper. But the implications of what he had just done, obviously he must have thought low of himself in regards to Jesus' teaching. This is Mark, but Matthew's identical. And that's why I think it was very incredible that he actually adds this little part here. I want you to go and learn the meaning of the scripture to show mercy and not offer sacrifices. That would have actually quite been very, not dear to him, but significant, because that was really what he was all about now. He was merciless previously, and now God is showing him mercy through a relationship with him. And what better way to get to know Jesus than having him home for dinner with everybody else? So that's just something that just jumped out at me when I was reading this morning, and I thought, wow, it's pretty significant Matthew was one of the first, I suppose, not true converts, but like his lifestyle would have been quite contrasting to that which he is now suddenly living with Jesus. So just a challenge for me, I guess, and for everybody. You know, how does our life show change after having spent time with Jesus? Are we different? Are we, well, more like him, I guess? How are we different? And if we're not, why are we not different with him? After having been with him. So, yeah, like we shouldn't just be different with him either. We should be different because we've been with him. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, just something little extra this morning. Go away, have a think, and just think about how our lives do actually reflect change compared to how perhaps they ought to. And once again, this isn't a condemnation thing. This is a challenge. We always do this so that we can grow. If we're not growing and stretching, why are we here? Why are we doing this? And I don't want to change. I don't want to stay the same. I want to change. I want to grow. And this is my journey for now. Bless you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.